never know. Why do I do this every time? I don't know why I do it every time. Move over there. Do something over there. Yeah, and then, man. Okay, just, you're gonna sit down carefully. Woo! Okay. Oh, man. I forgot something. No. I was supposed to be ready this time. No. Okay. All right. Okay. Who's here? Roll call. Who is here? And did you miss me? Because every time I don't go live for like more than a couple of days, someone comes in like, I remember when there was a nice young lady who used to run this channel. She was so passionate about things, and I don't know what happened to her. Does anyone know what was her name? What was that girl's name that used to post on this channel? I haven't seen her in years. And I'll be like, I literally posted 4 days ago. That happened today. Or was it yesterday? I don't know. But I laughed. I was like, I get it. Okay. You guys, the problem is this community, like every other community on earth, is not immune to this problem. You cannot have people waiting on you and then come and post memes and do videos and go live and be all happy while they sitting there waiting with the urgency for their readings. Okay. So I have been getting personals done so that I didn't have anyone freaking out. Okay. Cause bruh, I have been straight up called out for it. Like, people don't realize that sometimes Mr. Lightwork and I schedule our community posts ahead of time and be like, oh, I thought you said you had a client and I saw you posted a meme. Like, what? So yes, that is why I have not been on. I had my booking list got up to over 80 people. But that was just because of the free readings I was giving away and I wasn't really paying close attention. So now I am back down to a reasonable number and I feel comfortable going live and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I promise I'm going to do it in 1 second. I had just forgotten. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? To pull this up. And now I'm going to click this and we're in. Okay, now I can see the chat because I could not see the chat before. Who's here? It's Love and Light. Hey, Will. Betsy. Oh, Mary Jane Blows. What it do? What it do? Mariana. Mara. Hello. Hello, Juana. Hello, Pamela. Cello, Pamela. Hello, D&D. Oh, look at all the people. Jamie's here. Love is in it. Oh, this is such a nice time. All right, I'm here. Okay. Oh, sit back up straight. Oh, my back. My back. Oh, my goodness gracious. I've been in this chair too long today. Yeah. Everybody ready? Thank you, Will. Yes, Will try to say like the video. Thank you, Lynn. All right. By the way, Stephanie, are you here? Is Steffo here, guys? Was this you? Is that who? Or is she? Yes, Steffo, was this you? Because typically, when you say something, you say Steffo. And this one says Stephanie. And I don't even think that's the way your name is spelled. Is your name spelled like that? Stephanie? Oh my gosh, have I been spelling your name wrong? Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. Okay. I was like, bruh, that's wild. Because I was like, bruh, how funny would it be if I was like, oh, Steffo, da-da-da-da-da. And then some other person named Stephanie was like, she's a phony. She's a great big phony. All right. All right. Stephanie has purchased a book for the tribe to give away, and Meg has purchased some bookmarks to give away. We also have some other people who've purchased bookmarks, but we're going to wait to give all this stuff away. We're just going to give some stuff away later. So if you're interested in winning something for the free ski on behalf of someone in your tribeski, that's such a weird way to say tribeski? Trebetsky? All right, anyways, stick around. Okay? All right. Welcome to Ascent. Today, we are going to get a message from our Divine Masculine. Ooh. Okay. Sorry, I just got like a flash. I feel like it's already started. I know you've been waiting for what? For me to choose, for me to pick something, for me to make up my mind. No, for me to be consistent. Okay, all right, hold on now. That was ugly. Bring it back. Give it all back to me. Give it all back to me. Okay. All right. Let's see. Today, the most special card in the guidebook. It's funny because it's the one card and it actually came out. Hold on, let's read it. The meaning, there's planetary placements, zodiacs connected, I don't know. Virtual guidebook. Okay, we saw 3 of Swords, now we see 4 of Swords. It's like the Divine Masculine told you to keep the light on and then they didn't come. Mr. Lightwork did this to me back in the day. I don't know about y'all, but Mr. Lightwork, I understand from what I don't know what happened, but right before I got with Mr. Lightwork, something flipped in my brain and I was no longer how I used to be. That does not mean I was not really into him and did not still do some things that I probably shouldn't have, but it was way better than I may have responded and reacted to someone like Mr. Lightwork 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. So when I met him and early on, he would not show up. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come. Or he couldn't give me... I remember telling him that I needed to see him like a few times a week. And I needed to know that I was going to see him a few times a week. And he told me he wasn't sure. He told me no. And I was like, okay, well then I don't want to see you at all. And that's where our runner chaser thing came in. And I actually was most of the time the runner. And so again, I understand that our dynamic is similar to many of you and then also different. But that does not mean that some of you have not done the same thing I did, which was when they didn't show up a few times, you told them to stop fucking calling you. Leave me alone then. And if you've been there, but it's almost like in the real world, you told them fine, but underneath it was like you never stopped waiting from that night. Oh man, that's weird. What does that mean? You know? I don't know. All right, so for some reason, I feel like the Divine Masculine knows that they took something from you. They know that while you were trying to figure out what the hell they had going on, they kind of put you into a position where it was almost like by the nature of you just being in their life, you were having things taken. Just being around them meant there was an automatic imbalance. And they knew that. And some of them did try to push us away, but some of them had never had something like that in their life before. Where's my... Come back here. Oh no. Oh, I clicked everything but the one thing I needed. I have to find it. Oh no, guys. I lost you and I want to see the chat. Oh no. Okay, I found it. Okay. Never stop waiting, but waited, deleted him from everything. We got past it. Somebody says they're going through it right now. All right. Look at that. I'm coming home for Christmas. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm coming. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm trying to, bruh, this is what's holding me up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. I feel like there's something happening here that we're going to miss if I don't make sure I understand this. Okay. In reverse, this card denotes difficulty in listening to intuition. A rational approach will not work. Try meditating for the answers and be mindful not to ignore gut feelings. All right, can I tell you guys what came to my mind as I read that? That thinking about the back to the times where Mr. Lightwork would do that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come, and then I knew he wasn't gonna come. You know how I know? Because after the first time he did it, and I ended up going to sleep mad as all get out late, after that, I never waited up for him to the point where he would actually come, but I would be asleep. It's actually how Mr. Lightwork got a key to my house so soon. This is nuts. I'm having some memories. The reason Mr. Lightwork got a key to my house was because I wanted him there, but he could never tell me when he was going to come. And after a few times of him actually showing up, just kind of later than expected, and Rico wouldn't bark. Rico, I had a male friend who actually, he's one of the first few readings I ever did on this channel. You'll hear a man on the reading. I did a reading for my homeboy. I had a friend who would come over all the time, like all the time. And him and Rico, they loved each other. He would get so excited. But Rico barked every time that man came to my house. Mr. Lightwork came once or twice, and it was as if Rico knew how I felt about him or something. So Rico would not bark to alert me to his presence, even if Ralph, so like, it was like, hello. So, man, I tell you what, I feel like, looking back on this, that there's a reason I'm remembering this memory of divine masculine coming when I didn't think he was. I knew he wasn't, but then he did. And it was like making me think about the nights that I knew he wasn't going to come and I went to bed early, and how those nights ended up turning into nights where I knew he wasn't going to come, but he did, and I missed him. And then I would be devastated. Oh, I would be devastated, y'all. To eventually me just giving him a key. And let me tell you, for me to do that, never in my life, and never would I do it again. I trusted I don't know why I trusted Mr. Lightwork so much. So I need you to understand, to see this vision in my mind, and to see look at her sleeping. And we saw the 3 of Swords. We saw the 7 of Pentacles. I'm just sitting here thinking, what's going on? What is this trying to say? Because it was this, what I would look back and think was just a very inconsistent, it was not a good relationship that I had with Mr. Lightwork at that time. I was not happy with that. That's why I kept saying, I'm good. No, don't call me. Don't hit me up. Don't show up. To here where I am now. And I now realize how many times I was confused. So what is the divine masculine saying, though? What about where we're going? Okay, we're not sure. So what does that mean? Sensible about what? About the fact that we know what? We know they're going to hurt. Oh, God. Be sensible about the fact that we know they're going to hurt us. But in the end, we also know what's going to happen. So what's the sensible thing to do? Something we haven't thought of yet. Well, what the fuck does that mean? What are my options for you? Either stay or you go, right? That's kind of the options I've always put out there for the divine feminine. What are the divine feminines? I need your help. What are the options we have for this situation? If we know they're going to hurt us, but we also know that they're our person, and we know about our power and where we're supposed to be going, then what is the approach we haven't considered taking? Yeah, there's okay, this is weird. I don't even know if you guys can see this. I've never done this like this. Oh my goodness gracious. What does this mean? Hold on. Two of Pentacles. It opened to Eight of Swords. I don't like this. Hold on. Two. Okay. This can serve as a warning that juggling without prioritizing what is important can lead to failure or exhaustion. This card can also reflect the struggle of trying to find balance within a partnership. What the fuck is going on here? Yo, I'm about to cry. I don't know why I just suddenly got really emotional. What is going on here? Oh my goodness. Okay, go to the chat, Grace. Hold on. What is happening? Okay. I'm trying to get past the memories of nights just waiting on his porch or sitting home just waiting. He also said he planned to call me a few times. Still waiting. Prepare for war. Sense is gone. At this point, it's cold turkey, I'm learning. I love the first time getting home after work and him waiting for me inside, making himself at home, doing his thing. You guys, I remember when that first happened. When Mr. Lightwork had a key to my house, he wouldn't use it at first unless I was like, when you come tonight, you can use it. Because I have barriers on my door. Like, you can't even get into my house with the key. So it didn't really matter that I gave him the key. It was more about when I wasn't home that I could be worried about, I guess. But he didn't use it anyways. And I remember I had to go do something. You know what? I know exactly what it was. I was going to go to the movies with my family, and I told him to just stay until I got back because you could tell he didn't really want to get up and get uncomfortable and go have to find something to do. And at that time, I think I understood, like, we had kind of not an open relationship, but I knew that I was probably not the only person. And I'm like, I don't want him to go find some other girl's couch to stay on. So I was like, just stay here. And I remember coming home and finding him in the exact same spot and wondering, did this guy even move? You know what I mean? Like, was he scared to move because that's how either he like didn't want to disrespect, because you could tell when I gave him the key, he was for him, you guys. Oh, this is the hard part because Mr. Lightwork is everything. Oh my God. How the fuck am I going to tell you this? Mr. Lightwork said all the same words that a lot of the people that we in our generation, or at least this current society, have to deal with would say, but he did the opposite. And I gave him the chances that people in our positions really shouldn't give. And he didn't screw me over because he was actually a good guy and really, really, he was into me. But I know that both sides, like, I could have gotten screwed so badly if Mr. Lightwork wasn't the right one and he wasn't a good guy. And I know that. And I knew it then. I just got super lucky. Okay. I just needed to say this, guys. I needed to say this. All right. Okay. I got it. Let's keep doing this. Whatever this just was, something's up here. The DM is trying to say something right now, and I still don't really understand it. I get the sense that there's something they think that I think they know they kind of caused some problems. I think they know they created this tension and this energy and these issues, but I also feel like they're trying to say something like, listen, you have as much power in this situation as I do. You just don't see it that way because to you, the only thing that's acceptable is us being together. That's it. But you actually have more power in your life, in our dynamic, than I do. Bruh, y'all, you finna get me cussed out, bruh. You better say what's up. What is going on, man? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to split. So let's just start splitting, right? Uh, okay. Page of Cups. So, oh, well, okay. We getting a message about what? Okay. This is so freaking weird. What about the divine feminine? And now the divine feminine is holding the tesseract of power that the magician had. So we're still talking about your power. This is nuts. Are y'all gonna kill me? Are y'all gonna kill me? Because I feel like y'all gonna kill me. DM, please don't play right now. Like, this is serious. Okay? All right. What about the divine feminine's power? Judgment, y'all? Judgment? What about? So is the divine feminine being judgmental? Or has the divine feminine made an incorrect assessment about their power in the dynamic? Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let's read the lovers. Because I just asked a specific question here. And I feel like I got another question in return. Don't play with me, DM. We're going to get to the bottom of this. The lovers can signify a powerful union or partnership. It may also suggest that there is a choice to be made that should be thought over carefully in order to make the best decision, as the effects of the decision will be lasting. Divine Feminine, what decision did you make in the last year about how you're going to handle your divine counterpart? What decision did you make in the last? Now, again, if you've only been around with your DM for the past few months, that means the past few months. What in 2021? What decision did you make? If you're watching this in 2022, you can look back and decide if this is something that you need to look at the time frame right after eclipse season, or if you actually should be using this timeless for you then. Okay. What decision did you make about, not even to say, well, no, I guess it could be. Yeah, blanket. Okay, got it. So what decision did you make about how you're going to handle this relationship? Because, well, hold on. Let me look at this because that's going to determine, there's two things here. What is this? You told him you refused to chase him. You did your own thing. Let her go. Let her do what she needs to. I couldn't hold on. I deleted him. Okay. Divine Masculine, I'm seeing a lot of messages that are saying they made a decision to do the healthiest thing for their dynamic. Is that correct? Yes. And this is a repeat of what we saw earlier. Okay, so Divine Feminine decided to continue to flow in the twin flame connection, but to do so in a way that is more divine, divinely ordained, divinely led, more cooperative with divine rather than compromising for divine masculine. That's been coming up a lot lately. So what are you... Are you trying to make a point about something? Your divine feminine had the power to walk away or to separate or to block or to this or to that. But that was a good thing, a healthy choice. So what are you talking about? The Fool. It started something new. For who? For divine feminine. Divine feminine, hold on a minute. What's going on here? Oh my gosh. What is going on here, divine feminine? Six of Wands, Five of Wands. Where you were headed, this came up earlier, is in direct conflict with your divine masculine's journey. Divine feminine, what are you doing? This has been going on since 2020, actually. Hold on. You're doing something that's been going on since 2020 that you know is in direct opposition to your divine masculine in some way. What is that? Is the divine feminine aware of this? I'm going to move this down and back up here. No, because you haven't, it's the approach that you're taking. Hold on a second. Oh, let's go over here. Focusing on myself. I'm seeing people open to soulmates. Okay, so I have to admit that I do wonder if, I don't know if you guys heard me laughing, but the reason I'm laughing is because I feel like it's one of these videos where you start watching the video, like a YouTube video. You start watching the video and you think it's going to be a video where the guy cheated on the girl, but then it actually turns out that the girl was cheating on the guy. So I'm not saying that you guys are cheating or anything, but my point is that was kind of like why I laughed. Like I'm sitting here thinking we're going to go into this message one direction and then it's kind of flipped and it's like the divine masculine's kind of standing here with their hand on the hip like, I saw you. So, okay. All right. Hold on. Hold on a second. Mm, okay. Okay. Real. That's real. So it does. It really does. Wait, what? Okay. All right. Okay. Someone said I didn't cheat, but something like that. And I think that's the point is that this being a general reading, not everyone is even capable because some of us like me, if I have a crush on someone, I really can't go out like outside of that person even if I've never spoken to them. My brain is just messed up like that. Like that's not healthy, you guys. I shouldn't brag about it. And then there's people who are able to actually like date even multiple people just because for them it's about finding the most valuable, the best connection, you know. So there's a lots of different ways to approach it. Not everyone is this going to be them going and picking a new person. From the point that we saw this, even to this is where I said, what have you been doing? Because I do feel that for some DMs, they know that as much as you might be on here, some of y'all got full on boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, talking about your DM needs to leave their karmic. So again, it can go all the way through the spectrum there. But I need you to figure out if there's something that you know you're going to have to stop doing. That's a good way to put this. What is it that you know once you guys get together, you're not going to be able to do anymore? So some of you already answered it and you said it. Hey, I'm not going to be able to be with my soulmate no more. You know, I'm not going to be able to be, you know, if maybe some of you kind of are like, hey, I just need to go and get some. I'm not going to be able to do that anymore. But it could be anything else. It's, again, I'm DM, what's your point? But do y'all see the freaking energy though? So that's why I'm like, I don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave it alone. Hold on, let's split. Wow. These are the decisions. Okay. So can you guys see this down here? Sort of. Okay, let me bring it up. Look at this. This is the decision. We've got reunion and then we've got transformation, right? This is like Two of Cups and death, okay? This is crazy because even the Lovers and Two of Cups right here, and that's literally you can see the Temperance card, and there's the Two of Cups, right? And even under that is, okay, three. All right, focus. And then over here, you've got transformation or the Death card and the Fool, right? So you can kind of see the decision for the divine feminine here. As you go forward and you start to do your own thing and really step into your light work or alignment, some of you, it's going to be, you're about to get offers to move. Some of you, it's going to be like, there's so many different reasons why this is coming up. It's not just going to be, you've been sleeping with someone else or started dating. It's not just going to be it could be anything. But the point here is you see the decision as being this or that. And the divine masculine says there is a different approach. Still not giving us an answer, but definitely helping us draw out what it is we need to be thinking about. Let's really quick. So let's explore that. Hold on. Let's explore this. So what do we need to understand about this choice or the third option? Because Because the third option would be what? There would be three pentacles, and that's the partnership card. So I don't, but that can't, I don't think. I feel like both of these lead to partnership, but this one understands and kind of releases it and says, I'm going to go on a new path until I can find it. Whereas this one says, I'm going to stick around, kind of like Queen of Cups, lighthouse on the shore until it comes. So it's the two approaches to this that we can see. But what is it that we don't understand about the third option? What? Ha? It's her again. This was where she was. Okay, you're not helping me because this is nuts because... I'm sorry, Grace. You're spazzing. This is nuts to me because this is 2 and 2, the High Priestess, 2 of Pentacles, and we're talking about being able to make a decision and follow our gut, but then the DM kind of called us out and said that right now maybe we're not making the best decisions with our gut, that maybe we can't trust it all the way right now. Maybe it's even saying, is this really your gut? Is your gut instinct this or this? You really can't think of anything better? But I don't know. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to have to do this one more time. So let's just look at this and then we'll do this. We'll do this one more time. So if we choose the path of reunion, which is really sticking to it and being a lot more a part of, I mean, do you think this is like birds of a feather kind of hanging out with other twin flames? This is almost like even going and finding new birds. Yeah. Realizing you're a butterfly or something. This is okay. There's so many messages. All right, focus. So what do we need to know? Okay. This is freaky. Because if you follow the path of the Two of Cups, it leads you to the Emperor. Hold on. What does the path to transformation say? If you follow the path of transformation, it takes you to, what do we say? To more messages. This is how this even started. It takes you to more downloads. Okay, this is a new you. This is an upgraded you. Okay. Wow, because it's like Two of Cups is by doing this, you make your life about them, and that's all you're searching for. And they are the inspiration you're waiting for. But if you do this transformation, then you're getting the downloads. And it's like you can kind of create these beginnings. You can create these opportunities for yourself. You don't have to wait on them to give you inspiration. It comes from within. I mean, okay. Maybe there's some people who are new here and needed a recap on the options. So now, can we get the point? I'm not trying to be impatient or anything. I just don't understand what we're doing here. 4 of Cups. Ace of Wands. And the Sun again. Pointing me back to knowing they're going to hurt you or understanding that that's somehow a part of them not being awakened and you being awakened. Just that alone. They don't even have to say a word. Just not being awakened and you being awakened is hurtful for you because it's like what I've tried to explain to you guys about why people who are religious and maybe are evangelists, why they do what they do. Again, even if they go about it the wrong way, they may legitimately, truly in their heart believe that this is the best thing for you, which is why they're so excited to tell you about Jesus or whatever it is they're trying to say. And so I kind of get this feeling, it's such a weird feeling. They're trying to tell us something. They're trying to tell us, what was the other side? About Divine Feminine. Do you think there's any, do I have to ask this question? Do you think there's any truth to the statement or any possibility that maybe there are some things you're doing Sorry, but some of you guys are so combative that when I ask you direct questions, your first instinct is to scream no. So I'm like, how do I word this to where you'll actually listen and think about it? Do you think that there's any points where you've done any of the stuff you've been doing out of spite? Whether it's dating other people or even, you know how sometimes, I don't know what it's called, but there's like a name for it now. Gen Z got the titles, bruh. No cap. But so there's a name for it where it's like you go and get revenge. Glow up. The revenge glow up. Okay. Okay. So we're getting some yeses. Okay. All right. I'm wondering if the reason we're being like kind of pointed in that direction is because they want you to understand that the approach that you're taking, the middle ground. You're being too extreme. I wonder if they can feel it. You're being too extreme in your approach, and there is a middle ground, and you don't have to pick either or the way that you think. And even when you do pick one side or the other, there is a more balanced way to do this. Okay. A way that will actually make you feel happy and not make you feel, I don't know. How do you feel when you look in the mirror? Let's say you've been working out to do your glow up. How do you feel when you look in the mirror and you think, yeah, I can't wait till so-and-so sees me? Do you feel better? If you've gone and, gotten yourself a new wardrobe or did your hair or, what are other things people do to glow up? I don't really know about that stuff. But whatever it is, when you do that, how do you feel in that moment? And is it really satisfying? Because I feel like in some cases, is there anything wrong with using the inspiration? Well, you know what? Yes, there is. Because if the revenge glow up is in the beginning, it might start off about getting back with the ex if you don't hate them. But I feel like by the end, you're looking good, you're feeling good, you're doing your thing. And it was like, what's so wrong with using that inspiration? But I get it now. It's because your DM is your future person. And if you put, the intentions behind the energies, this is nasty, divine masculine. The intentions behind your energies are not pure. And that's what you've put into yourself. It's almost like your glow up was like spiritual surgery, like spiritual cosmetic surgery. And because the spirit behind it was a little bit spiteful, that's in your silicone, honey. That's in your fat cells. That was in your Botox shot. Is that making any sense? Am I tripping? Okay. All right, we're going to do our last one. Okay, Queen of Pentacles comes back up. Aw, I got a donation. Who was this? Dang, that was a while ago. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. I'm glad you guys know what I'm talking about here. Okay. $9.99. Okay, everybody. Queen of Pentacles comes back up. This was what? Be sensible here. Be logical here. And I think that this is saying, hey, listen, I get it. I did this to you. And whatever you've done to go out and fix it, to make yourself feel better, to even make me want you, like whatever, because there's all kinds of reasons for it, right? That whatever the reason is, the intentions that you had behind it, you're better than that. Those were like my intentions. You're better than that. I want you to use your logic because I know this has been an emotional time for you. So, all right, DM, what's up then? What do you need us to know? What do you want your divine feminine to understand? That's 4 of Wands. Look at this. Please, divine feminine, remember what we're here to do. Remember what the end looks like. This is amazing. This is amazing. Be sensible. You cannot pour into yourself with that type of energy and then us still end up in the future. The revenge glow up is for that person. It's for the karmic, not for your person. Wow. And look, divine feminine, I think your divine masculine understands it was harmless. You were just trying to survive in some cases. You were just trying to get your life back. And I think that they're happy for you, but now they're coming in and they're saying, hey, check yourself, babe. Why? 7 of Wands. Because by the nature of your detachment, which was pursuit of self against the energies that you'd been in. So if everything was going east, you was like, I'm going west. 5 goes west out here, somewhere out there. Let's go. But the problem was you ran full speed and you were going the opposite direction of them to get away, to clear. So that, I mean, it's like me, when I walk away from people, you know what I do? I block them. Not because I think they're going to call me. The truth is, you want me to be real? No one ever calls me. My whole life. Raise your hand if you, I'm not trying to be pitiful. You know what I'm talking about. Many of you know that there are relationships that if you didn't call them, you'd never hear from them again. And if you did, it would be for them to give you a hard time. Like, why did you stop calling me? Raise your hand. Hello. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure, because I'm not trying to make you feel bad. What I'm trying to say to you is they know it. I know it. We've all been there in some way, shape, or form. And the truth is, the divine masculine, they didn't exactly help that. So your job now is to recognize that going and doing everything you could to get away from the vibe. And for some of you, that really was a crazy thing that you did, because you did that in your life, but then you still watched tarot. And that had to have been such a tumultuous time in your spirit. Okay? If you're going to stick around in the journey and make it all about DM and da-da-da-da-da and use that as your inspiration, I think watching tarot would be fine. But if you're going to do the whole focus on me transformation thing, then you can't watch, at least not DM readings. You can't watch anything twin flame related. I don't see the logic in that. And that's coming from me as a coach, as a psychotherapist, as all. Okay, cool. So your divine masculine is saying now, look, I understand that at the time it made sense for you to do that. And if it was good for you and it was what you needed, I get it. But now you need to stop right now and look at how far you've run. It's like Forrest Gump. Stop for a second. Wait a minute. Because there has to be a part of you that understands we're going to come back together. And the farther you run away and the more you make our connection frazzled and staticky, the harder it's going to be for us when we do come back together. Not to say that I didn't do that to you, but the truth is I didn't go as far as you thought. You went and you were out of there. I was lurking this whole time. Your divine masculines have all been lurking in some way. So the new approach is just a more balanced approach. This is a nice, it's kind of a nice message, but what's the point, DM? Like, what are you? Oh, look at that. Okay, hold on. 2 of Wands, 7 and 7. So what has to happen here is that you have to get back on track and consider the possibilities of what you two are meant to do together. And you can't do that in the place that you're in, because a part of running away and detaching is then staying in that energy. Meaning whatever you started, if your path started with, this is how I'm going to think about this person, this is what I'm going to say about this person, this is what I'm going to do to show that I'm detached, then you're going to keep doing that. I had that situation happen with my ex-husband. When we met at work. And again, I'm a very private person. So when we started dating finally, um, I was like, yo, nah. I was like, don't tell anybody because I don't want people in my business. It was kind of like a small call center. And I was just like, I'm not down. And so he was the type of person at the job who kind of just, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're so annoying. And so, um, that was kind of how all his friends treated him like that. His families treated him like that. He just was the type of person who liked to get under people's skin and annoy people. So that wasn't that crazy. And so that was just kind of how when we were married and I was at work talking about my husband, not like talking bad about him, but like, if he came around and everyone was like, get out of here, get it, whatever, I would be like, yeah, what are you doing? Because that's how I would normally have acted when we were friends. But I was married to him, having to do that. So it's interesting because I feel like what the DM is trying to say here is you may not feel like you're acting like you're trying to detach and keep them at a distance, but that's the nature of the path that you've been on this whole time. And if you want a different path and a different feeling every day, you're going to have to get back to the positive side of this dynamic. So, how to be more sensible? Wow, how weird is this? 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Be sensible and understand that you need to get back on the right path. The way that you go about doing that is to consider all the potentials and possibilities of what you're meant to do together and then go forth and act on it. Be the queen. Be inspired and be inspiring. Divine Masculine, I kind of feel like they're calling you and asking you to shine. And I feel like this is similar to a message we got, I don't know, was it weeks, months? A few weeks or months ago, we got a message that was like, hey, I want the person that I met to be the person I get back with. Meaning, I want you back at your peak. Someone said, why is it that I always need to change? Well, honey, why are you watching these readings? Because you just want to hear about your DM being the one needing to change? It doesn't work like that. I'm not giving you a hard time. I love you. But again, you're not the only person who asks that. There are going to be a lot more divine feminines who aren't in the chat who ask that a lot more angrily. Who really feel like tarot readings are picking on them. But again, you got to get out of that mind frame. You got to get out of the mind frame of why is it always me? Why are you picking on the DFs? Again, not talking to you, ma'am, not you. But that's what happens. You have to get out of the mind frame. You're getting a channeled message from your divine masculine right now, and they're trying to speak to you about something, and that alone is confusing. Because unless a tarot reading comes and tells you that your DM is trying to tell you when they're coming in for a reunion, you don't even want to hear it. You don't even want to believe it. So when they come in and they say to you, hey, listen, I see something in your spirit and I want to address it because I love you and I can feel that it's messing with you. And I know I'm the cause of it. Rather than looking at it as you're the one who has to change, look at it as them addressing that they created a problem in your life and then doing the only thing that they can technically do, because even if you guys were together and in union, they would probably have to ask you to be the one to go back to who you were. They cannot make you do it. They cannot become you and do it for you. So get this message. What is the balanced road that you can find your path back to your divine masculine on, but also where it's not just all about them? The 5 of Cups. Let's read it. Because I get out. I'm not going to sit here and cry all the dang on time. Wait, Grace. What do you know about the 5? Aha! Grace was already... You know what? Leave me alone, divine masculine. Remember how in the 5 of Cups, there's the 3 cups that are spilled, but then there's the 2 cups that stand, and the person's so focused on the 3 cups that spilled that they completely miss the 2 cups that stand? Oh my gosh, this freaking reading is nuts. Remember how earlier we had death, or the Two of Cups. Okay? Remember how in the Five of Cups I often say the person is wearing the cloak of death? That's right. I think what they're trying to say to you is when you chose your path, you based what you were going to do and what you've been doing on what spilled and not what stood. Your path does not have to be altered that much. A way for you to get back and make it back to me at the right time and me make it to you at the right time is just to alter your perception. How do we do that? Six of Wands. Again, this is the third time it's come up. Where are we going? Where are you going, Divine Feminine? What does this say? It can indicate disappointment and failure. There may be a lack of recognition or support. There is a high chance that someone is lacking self-confidence and is haunted by self-doubt. It can denote that someone is being arrogant, egotistical, or overly prideful before a fall. It can also signify disloyalty, a disadvantage, and broken promises. Oh, I see. Where are you going, Divine Feminine? Are you running? Because I think that they're trying to point out to you that you've been running. It was, is there a movie? Do you guys remember, forgive me, but I love this movie. Do you remember Ever After? And then there's a scene where one of the characters goes to try to tell another character the truth about something. And you know how in movies they won't let them. It's like, I tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. And then that character gets embarrassed really badly about the exact thing they tried to tell the person. And then the person that they were trying to tell the truth to turns on them. Just because someone else came and told them the truth first. I kind of get this weird feeling of that moment where she runs home and she's just devastated. And it's pouring down rain and it's just like the worst possible night of her life. I kind of get the sense that you've been stuck thinking about the day you walked away or left or whatever it was for so long. And I think that they're telling you, you can't run anymore. You have to come back. And again, for some of you, that still will involve not watching as much tarot or stopping it completely, or at least, again, not watching Twin Flame /DM based tarot, which again, I mean, I get it. I know people are like, Grace, I don't understand you. How come you keep posting readings, but then you tell us not to watch? Because there are millions of people who watch tarot. I already gave you that message. Why are you coming back? I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't know this is a part of the problem. You cannot keep focusing on when they're coming back and then also claiming that you're doing your own thing. Okay. So some of you maybe you need to admit that you're not doing your own thing. That might be for some of you. Y'all y'all thought this whole message was for the people who went their own direction. No, this message is for you too. Oh, because the divine masculine knows you should not be making it all about them. Because no matter what you're doing, if you're running away from them, from the divine masculine and that part of the journey, then you're running away because they hurt you. And you're trying to make it to where they can't hurt you anymore. But for those of you who stayed, you know what y'all doing. Y'all doing what I was doing. You are running from your life. Because that's what I was doing. Honey. Thank you, Gabrielle. I try my best to deliver the message, child. This was obviously not my intended setup. It's freaking sideways. Have you guys ever seen me do a reading like this? Because it's been, I think I did these in the beginning. But anyways. All right. So we are getting this message that says you have to change the way you view this detachment. You have to change the way you see your divine counterpart. And you know what's nuts? Is there are still going to be people who ask the question of why do I have to change? But it's like, what exactly are you having to change here? I'm glad you asked that question, my love. I'm glad you did. Because again, you were being silly. You were being facetious. But do you know how many people are still going to comment before it gets to this part of the reading? They're going to comment, why do I got to be the one? Can you just tell me, because I'm being serious here. Based on this message, what is it that you are going to have to change? I'm not, this isn't a trick question. I'm seriously asking, because if they're telling you to change this and change that, but then if you think about what it actually means for you, most of the time the things they're asking you to do are just involving being kind, patient, loving. It's not actually like you have to freaking go lose 1,000,000 pounds or climb a mountain, or you know what I mean? So sometimes when the divine feminines complain about being picked on, it's like you're being a baby and you're not, it's not even logical what you're saying right now. But that's fine. I'm gonna lose a bunch of people today. That's fine. Okay, let's go back here. So, what do we need to understand about the path that is in front of us that we have not been acknowledging? What is it that we keep ignoring because we were trying to run away, or we were even maybe trying to spite them a little bit? Oh, Knight of Cups with the King of Swords. 11. I think we're going to miss the moment they finally come around, because we're not going to be there. And I think they want us to see them. I think your DM wants you to see this change. I think they want you to be able to experience the moment that they roll in. And if you're so far away from them, if you're so far away from your path, if you're living this life that kind of pushes them away, then you're going to miss this grand entrance. And you know, honey, I think they want to impress you. And I sometimes I do feel like the divine feminines are encouraged. Look at that transformation. Sometimes I feel like the divine feminines really are encouraged to kind of be unnecessarily hard on the divine masculines, because you have so many readers who say, you know, they made you wait, so you better make them wait. They made you da-da-da, so you got to make them come and tell you it's real. It's like, stop with the pettiness. Do you guys not understand? It's cool to be toxic. It's cool to be petty. And that's the kind of stuff that YouTube's going to promote for you to watch. That doesn't mean that's the right thing, though. So just be a divine feminine, my love. Be an empress. All right, and what's the message here about being sensible and finding your inspiration and really believing that what you're doing matters and counts and doesn't have to be pushed aside just because the DM isn't there, or you know, because you decided that you were going to be done until they said they were ready to be with you, or what, you know, what is it you need to really think about right now? Temptation. The devil energy, baby. Well, this technically goes up there. The devil energy. You know, the other day somebody said something. What did they say? Something like, the snake is trying to protect her from the apple. And I think I actually kind of get that vibe this time. Like, this is her friend. This is her pet. And it was like, nah, don't go over there. Who is that in your life? Who told you? What is this? Whoa, wait a minute. What's the apple and who's your snake? Who is your friend that's very wise? And what is this? Is this the divine masculine? Is this a divine masculine unawakened? Is this what they're trying to tell you, is that all they are temptation? And maybe they're both. Oof, child. Hold on, what's this? And it comes all the way back down from what we saw in the very beginning. Divine feminine, the divine masculine was trying to protect you from exactly what they brought you into. They did not intend oh, this is deep. Divine feminine, when your divine masculine pushed you away or tried to make themselves sound like they were so terrible, or whatever it is that they did to get you not to want them, not to want to be with them, to run away or walk away in the first place. Again, I know that some of you have DMs that are, well, questionably even your DM, and also complete a-holes, jerks, D-bags, whatever you want to call them, a douchebag. I get that. But I'm talking about those of you who have more of an actual nice person, like a good person, that There was some issues, just didn't work out, da da da. They did not intend to hurt you. In fact, everything they did to get you away from them was an attempt to protect you from what they knew was up with them. They did not realize that because they cared about you so much, like Mr. Lightwork and I in the beginning, he hurt me a lot because I loved him. I wanted to be with him. I didn't even realize I was in love with him until it was like too late. And he wanted to be with me too. He thought I was the perfect woman for him from the freaking moment we met. But he had just decided 3 months before that he didn't want to be in a relationship anymore, and he was not going to back down from that. So what happened? Half the time he was pushing me away. The other half he was falling deeply and madly in love with me. He did not mean for it to happen, but it did, and it was wrong of him to let that happen that way and to hurt me the way that he did. Your divine masculine feels the same way. They feel like, oh, remember that song Weak? I'm pretty sure what she was saying is the cause and the cure of my condition is you. I've tried hard to fight it. There's no way I can deny it. Your love is so sweet, it knocks me off my feet. The divine masculine is trying to help you understand that just like you were to them, they understand that to you, they were the snake and the apple. And they need you to get that they were just as caught off guard by this as you were. They did not know that things were going to happen this way. And they need you to forgive them, not even for them, but for you. Because if you cannot admit that you are tired or stressed or sad or in a space where you need to do some forgiving, honey, there's nothing I could ever say that's going to even help you. There's nothing anyone can say if you are in denial about how you really feel. And there are quite a few of you who will go nuts and then come back later. And I just want to say to you now, instead of denying it in the comments, if that's what you're about to do, take 10 minutes. Let the video keep playing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then read the comment you were about to leave. Because the truth is, every time you go and you defend a point that isn't real or isn't really yours just out of habit, you really solidify that as your truth. And it takes you that much longer to see what's really going on. What's back here? Oh, yeah. Four of Swords talks about the heartache hanging over your head while you're laying on the sword of truth. The truth is right there under this the whole time, but the focus, unfortunately, is on the pain. And I think the divine masculine just wanted you to know that they were sorry. Really beyond sorry. They didn't intend for any of this to go the way that it did. And they want you to know that they get why you felt like you had to go so far left to handle this way. But they also need you to remember that this is not you. You are loving and kind and sweet and inspiring. And you're so enthusiastic about being a blessing in people's lives. And for you to continue in this kind of hermit mode that you've been stuck in is keeping your light from this world in the worst ways. Look at that. The Hanged Woman. You're stuck. And they want to come save you, but I don't even think they know where you are. Ooh. Wow. And you're hiding. Four of Pentacles. You're hiding. Oh, man. Look at that. Another Queen. Take the cup, my dove. Take the cup. All right. This was a weird message, y'all. I'm going to shuffle one more time and just pull a final card for anyone who's stuck around this long, and then we'll do our giveaway. I feel like whenever I do these messages where I kind of just let the divine masculine speak, they say stuff that even I'm like, what? And then I'm like, dang. And then I'm like, oh, because I feel like there's going to be so many people who struggle And again, it's that same thing I tried to explain to you guys back before, where it was like, there's going to be points in your future where your divine masculine has to put you in your place. Not because you're a divine feminine, you're a woman or whatever, not all divine feminines are women, but you know what I mean? It's not because of that. It's because it's not always going to be where you're the first and you're the most and you're the best and da 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 da. It's not always going to be like that. And so the fact that it comes through when it's like when you look at them and tell them what, you got some nerve telling me, you're not a being divine. I'm sorry. And again, if you want to go and read me in the comments and say, well, I should have the right to have my response. I never told you that you can't feel how you feel. What I'm trying to say to you is those feelings are indications of where you still need to mature. So quit spazzing on the readers that you watch. It's like you like to be mad or something. You know what I mean? Instead, listen to what we're trying to help deliver. You think I wanted to deliver the message? Do you think I want to ever deliver any message where I know you guys are going to get mad? No, but I have to. Because if I don't, the people who need these messages the most, no one else is going to deliver some of the stuff that me and Mr. Lightwork say. Most readers are never going to tell you to stop watching tarot. They're not going to talk to you about limerence. They're not going to tell you you might be dealing with a false twin. They're not going to say some of the things that they say. And if they do, it's just to lead you back into some other message. Mr. Lightwork and I's goals on these channels, on these Ascension Spiritual Coaching channels, is to help you get out of any rut or place that you've been stuck in your twin flame journey, and then decide, do I want to keep watching tarot? Do I want to be a part of a tribe and have someone to kind of go through my separation with? Okay, good. If that's what I'm going to do, great. If not, how am I going to get myself out of a tendency that is easily turned into an obsession? Me and Mr. Lightwork, that's what we're here to help with. So it's not always going to be easy, but again, I find it strange that on a coaching tarot channel, sometimes you guys feel attacked, but then it's like, well, then what are you looking for when you go to the other channels? You acknowledge that the other end of the spectrum is them telling you what you want to hear, right? So, okay, all right. I like to make sure that I'm direct about this stuff, because I am never going to pretend that I'm not here to help as a coach and as someone who is here to guide you into your light work and the great beyond of your mission, and not have you sitting around worried about what separation is about and stuff. Like it's not where me and Mr. Lightwork are at, and it's not where we want you to be either. And if you want to be in separation in a different way, and you would prefer to wallow and kind of sit around with a bunch of, other people wallowing, we are not going to condemn you for it, but it won't be welcome here. So that's for you to decide. But if you're like, no, I want to feel empowered. I want to feel better. I want to get to a point where this journey doesn't make me sick to my stomach, then stick around and listen to the messages, even when they sound hard, and recognize that the harder or more triggering it might sound in the moment, if you can take a couple deep breaths and bring yourself back down, 10 seconds in, 10 seconds out. I mean, seriously, like 10 times, then you'll be able to really hear the downloads that are coming through and make something of it. Okay. All right. Final card. That was fast. First of all, this is the card, but look was like, nah, what the frick? Look. See, y'all be like, Grace just be talking. No, Grace don't just be talking, because Grace don't even believe in tarot like y'all believe in tarot. Not all of you, but some of you believe in it like, I don't know, there's some special powers. These are pieces of paper to me with pictures. They guide my intuitive downloads. So anyways, the fact that the cards that I just showed you came out of the deck. Man, all right. Divine Masculine feels like you are hiding from the partnership at this point and that you have run away. If that's not what's happened, maybe this is not your reading, or maybe not all of the reading is for you. If that is what's happened, the Divine Masculine isn't saying, oh, come home so we can be together. You got to find out what your vibe has been. They're simply saying to you, they know that they led you this direction, that they created this vibe in your life, and they want you to know they know you better than you're willing to admit. Because right now you're trying to act like you don't care. You're trying to act like you all good and all. You know full well you is not okay sometimes. They're trying to say to you, I know your heart. I know that this is a hard time for you. And I want you to know that it might feel better some days in some moments over there in the distance. But the truth is, home is where you belong. And you've got to figure out how to be home and turn it into the environment that you can still heal in, and turn it into a place where you feel that you can kind of let go of the fact that your DM is or isn't there or whatever they're doing, without also just completely giving everything back to them. They're asking you to rebalance. So here's the card. Wow. They're Remember when I said that they were the Knight of Pentacles and they were trying to look for you, but you hid? And then here's the Ace of Pentacles. What does that mean? Hold on. What's the card? What is this? Judgment. Hold on. Let's read this. What does that mean? I want to get all excited. I'm such a sucker for the divine masculine. You guys maybe you're all right. Maybe I just love me the DMs, I guess. I'm just a loser. All right. Look at this. Look at this. The Ace of Pentacles often brings new beginnings and prosperity. It can be an indication of a new opportunity that is emerging. It brings new exciting energy of positivity and inspiration. It can sorry. It can represent abundance in all areas of life and dreams becoming a reality. This is a powerful time of manifestation. The divine masculine they have spoken, okay? This is a beautiful time and they want you to be able to enjoy it. They don't want you to miss the opportunities. They don't want you to be dealing with delays anymore. They want you to feel secure and stable, and they want you to be able to feel that within yourself so that never again can their insecurities create this kind of vibe in your life. They want to help you by reminding you to help yourself, because they know that is the most beautiful thing they can do. Like me as a, Messianic Jewish, or, easy to say, as a Christian woman, the best thing you can ever do for me is thank God for being there and giving me all the good that he has for me. That's how your prayer for me should be. Lord, thank you for blessing Grace with everything she needs. All the good that you would have for her to have. Thank you for sending it. That's the best thing you can do for me. Your divine masculine is trying to explain to you right now that they understand that you are so gifted and blessed and favored that the best thing they can do for you is remind you about the divine within, to remind you who you are and what you were here to do. Even if they know that it means it's going to bring the attention back on them, because in the end, they know they're the ones who caused this. And how everybody likes to make men look in this era, and men are just big bumbling idiots. And one of the main things a man is not going to do is bring attention to themselves in a messed up situation. Of course, unless the joke is that he's really stupid. So it's like, the divine masculine has pretty much put themselves in a position to just get kicked in the bees, okay, in order to get this message through to you. So I really hope you listen, because I have a feeling that they're trying to get this message to you before the year ends. They're trying to get this message to you as soon as possible. Some of you aren't going to get this till later, and that is, it is what it is. Again, you're going to have to look back and say, is this something I need to kind of refer back to that end of December period? Or is this that the energy is just hitting us, that I'm just now